What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Token of the Truth. I am Lady Drea Renee, and this is Freddie B, bringing you all the latest and greatest on relationships, love, modern dating, traditional dating, as Freddie loves to say it. And we are here, y'all. It's Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. What's up, Freddie?
It's Taco Tuesday.
Oh, yeah, Taco Tuesday. It's always
Exactly.
Taco Tuesday.
Huh?
I guess it's always Taco Tuesday when we do it.
Exactly. We hop on during Taco Tuesday. So yeah, like I said, you should make Freddie B right here, guys. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. You see it right here. Follow the IG. That's the IG right there. So hop on that. We about to start dropping these clips. You know, we working our way up to this thing, and we're gonna get it going, man.
Big man.
Let's let's hop right into it, shall we?
Yeah.
The first thing, exclusivity.
Exclusivity is such a fun topic to talk about, and mostly because nowadays that's such an intense thing. I've seen so many memes where people say, you know, we will do everything like a relationship, but nobody wants to actually be in a relationship. A lot of we're dating, one person thinks it's exclusive, the other person thinks we're still open, because nobody wants to communicate, Freddie. That's what I think about it. Nobody wants to have the conversations. I know what you're going to say. I do.
What am I going to say?
I feel like you're going to say that it's because men aren't leading properly. If they lead properly, these conversations would need to be had. Right?
I mean, yeah, that's a part of it. And another part of it is, you know, that's on the men's side. On the women's side, the part of it is kind of like, you know, what you say. You know what I mean? It's like, it's too early to get mad. That's too early to da-da-da-da. But it's like, if you gonna, the thing is people don't, it's like, it's that saying, old people say, either you gonna poop or get off the pot.
Right.
And so if you're gonna be with somebody like, oh, we're gonna be exclusive, and you essentially committing your life to them. Like, I can't talk to nobody else. I can only talk to you. I can only deal with you. I can only go out and date with you. I can only go and eat with you. I can only sit and talk on the phone with you. What are we doing?
Yeah. Right.
What are we doing then?
We're dating. We're together. We're in a relationship. Although, wait, pause. Dating and being in a relationship are two different things. They are. I do agree with that. If you're dating, it's early stages. And unless you've had the conversation about exclusively dating, you guys say, hey, I feel like in today's world, what usually happens is you end up having sex with someone. This is how the modern kids do it. And then they have the conversation. They go, well, are you having sex with somebody else? And then no. And that's usually how it goes. I don't feel like there is a lot of, will you be my girlfriend? Let's be together. A lot of times it's the woman saying, hey, what are we? Men are running. It's just kind of how it is. It's true.
I mean, the thing is men are running. We just actually, I just had this conversation with somebody like maybe 2 hours ago. I was watching the Ayala thing that you sent me that we're gonna get into later, and I was talking about masculine women, masculine men, feminine men, yada yada yada, and the thing I'll get back into when we talk about it, but we got into F boys and masculine women, and the thing is, what usually happens is women, they'll meet a guy, and women don't have a standard. Like what I go back to saying all the time, a standard. Like they have this amoebic thing. Like, okay, we just hanging. We gonna be hanging out. I'm just gonna get, he's fun. I want to see him again. And women have no standard because there are no standards anymore. There's no more standards. So if there's no standards in dating, period, then individually people won't have standards. So then as a woman, you meet a guy, you have no standards. He sees that, oh, she doesn't require anything of me. She doesn't require me to be a leader. She doesn't require me to be a man. She wants to be a man. She wants to do it all. Okay, she doesn't require anything of me, so I don't have to do anything. I can just sit and then partake of her body, smash, and then live. And then as soon as the woman then decides, like, okay, I'm tired of this, like, what are we doing? Like what you just said, where is this going? Because we kind of, it's nothing been said. We just do everything together. And then normally it happens when they out and then another chick comes by, he look at the other chick and woo, and then now she wants to piss on her tree and like, hold on, wait, no. And then like, okay, well, what are we doing? And he like,
what do you mean, what are we doing? We're hanging out.
Exactly. Because there's no standards. If we have standards in dating and then women have standards, then there will be standards. If a man couldn't do that. Because the thing is,
Ready?
I know to land my plane. I know plenty of women who out the gate have standards. They are not going. They're very feminine women, but they are not here to spin the wheels with you as a man. You got to step
Yes.
up as a man. You got to show up as a man, be a man. And she has no problem being a woman, and she will just do that. But if you're not going to be a man, she just exits stage left. She leaves.
Okay, Freddie. But on that note, a lot of times if you do, and I'm not defending this, I'm not saying that it's fair or this is okay, but a lot of times if you do kind of show up that way, there's so many women who won't, so many people who won't. And so men are like, oh, this woman requires some standards. I'll date her, but like follow her rules. And then I'll also go do the whoop-de-woo or whatever with the girl who doesn't have any standards. Or sometimes you kind of come to the gate with that and then men run and they disappear. Like, oh, that's too much. I don't want to do that. Because you're right. A lot of times people aren't showing up to relationships with standards. Everybody kind of wants to keep things open. They don't want to put pressure, especially depending on your age range. Now, as you get older, when you show up to these relationships, people know you date a woman of a particular age. Yeah, now we're going to have these sort of ideas of this person's probably going to want marriage. They're probably going to want kids. This isn't a joke. I'm dating with intention. But this younger generation, no, there's a lot of like, let's do everything like we're in a relationship, but we're not actually together. And yes, as soon as the relationship gets physical, a lot of times people are all of a sudden thinking, oh, well, we're together, right? And then the other person, and sometimes it's the other way around, but more than likely it's the woman having to sort of establish these boundaries. And it's very uncomfortable. It's very uncomfortable. And that's why I saw this video on Instagram and I thought it'd be really interesting to talk about it. And this is a couple who is now married, but they're talking about the beginning of their relationship. So should we show the clip?
Yeah, so before you go ahead.
No. Wait, go ahead. Say it.
I forgot what I was saying. Okay. I was trying to balance. I'm trying to balance multiple things, but go ahead.
Okay, let's pull it up. Hold on one second. Present. I think I got this down, you guys. Finally. Finally. Here we go. Wait. God, it just makes it all disappear. Okay, here we go. Turn the volume.
Dating as if we were in a relationship.
Okay. So for me, I feel like dating is exclusive. Like if we're dating, me and you, like we're exclusive.
Okay.
That's where I think we were mixed up at the beginning because we were talking for quite some time.
Mm-hmm.
So you was talking, I was dating, and there was a confusion. Okay.
If dating is exclusivity, what is being in a relationship?
That is the relationship. What do you mean?
No,
The
absolutely
evolution of a
not.
relationship.
Absolutely not. See, this is where we went wrong.
Why?
Okay, so I get it. So talking, right?
Mm-hmm.
Me and you exchanged numbers.
Right. We're talking.
We were on the phone talking.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I come home. I came back to Delaware like after a month, and we went out on a date together.
A date.
All right. So
nice.
listen. And I enjoyed your company.
Right.
So then we move on to the dating phase where I started to spend more time with you to get to know you.
Right.
And then I asked you to be my girlfriend, which then brought us to the relationship phase. So I don't think that dating is the relationship, because if dating was the relationship, why did I ask you to be my girlfriend? When I think back to me and you treated dating as if we were in a relationship.
Okay. So for me, I feel like dating is exclusive. Like if we're dating.
Okay. Well, there we go. I mean, I got to say, I agree with him. When you are dating somebody.
Oh, you agree with the man.
I do.
Oh,
I don't think one date is not a down payment on a marriage. One date. That is not how that works. You're dating to get to know somebody, to meet someone. You don't go on one date and then you're like, oh, we're in a relationship as an athlete. And so I think sometimes in those situations, maybe people get a little like, hey, I'm gonna try to like lock this down kind of vibe. I don't know. But I agree with him. Once he said, and I've said this on our podcast before, I really think the man should set the temperature on the relationship, because when they ask, it's just better. It's just better. ladies, it's just better. That's my opinion. I don't
Why is it better though?
Because it just
You got to break it down. You got to break it down. No, not no easy better. Break it down.
If you are going to push that on a man who's not ready, you're just going to start with cracks in your foundation. I think it's important that the man is like, this is the woman I want to be with, and that he chooses to start the relationship to be with you and only you. But I've just, in my experience and my like friends' experience, you trying to push that narrative, if that's not what they want, you're just going to be setting yourself up for disaster. You didn't
really go into why that should be the case though.
I just think it's better, Freddie.
But why should it be the case? You got, because you said why you said why you think it should not.
One, I don't think you should push anybody to do something they don't want to do on both sides, right? Definitely. So if you are dating someone and you're having to be like, hey, what are we doing? Hey, what are we doing? And this person's giving you signs it's not what they want to do, leave it alone. But if a man, even if a man's pushing a woman and she doesn't want to do it, I'd say leave her alone. But I just think, yeah, it's on both sides. I don't think anybody should push anybody to be in a relationship, especially an exclusive relationship. So, but in my humble opinion, I just feel like for me personally, the man should lead the temperature. If he's giving you signs that he wants to go wild out and keep sowing his oats, leave him the freak alone. Okay. And wait till he comes to you and says, let me lock it down with you. You can give him little light hints. That's what you like, but
right. Okay, so I got the suit on today, so I come in.
How you coming in with the suit today, Freddie?
Yeah, I'll come in and break this down for y'all. Let me come in and as the man of this podcast, let me come in and take over and let me break it down now. Give y'all a little structure.
Anyway,
so first off, yes, the relationship don't start till the man says it started. It starts. The relationship don't start until the man says we're in a relationship. The man never says that. Y'all never in a relationship. I don't care what you ladies think. It doesn't matter it don't matter what any women out there. I don't care who you are. It does not start until the man you dating says we're in a relationship and I'm interested in you and I want to build something with you. Before that, y'all just having fun.
These are our opinions, guys. Yes, this is what we feel.
This is your opinion. We agree. But I'm about to break it down for you because the reason why I just said what I said is because we got Felicia. We done forgot about the
Aunt Lacey. Hi, Auntie.
The reason why I say what I say is because I said this before. Women hold access to sex, men hold access to marriage and relationships. We hold the access. So if you're in a relationship and a woman is like, oh, we go together, I'm with him, that's my man, blah, blah, blah. But he like, we not, then you're not.
Well, then you're not.
You're not. That's not the case. People say, well, it could be vice versa. Anything's possible. Nothing in life is absolute except for death and taxes. But what you'll find, generally speaking, obviously, we're having these conversations under the auspices of generalities. Generally, what you'll find is that if the man is in, you have a relationship. If the man is out, you do not. Men hold access to marriage and relationships. Women hold access to sex. And so the thing is, I
don't always fully agree with that, but continue.
You can't tell me a time where that's not the case. So, women decide who have sex.
That's true.
Basically. Yes. So women hold access to sex. Men don't decide who have sex. That don't happen. But relationships and marriages, men decide who get married and who gets in a relationship. Men decide that. All right. So that's your primary reason. That's your key point to why the man should set the temperature, as you say. And the man should be like, hey, we start a relationship. Also, it goes back to the leadership aspect. You want your man, ladies, to lead you properly, to be a proper leader. And if he can't lead you into a relationship, he can't lead you in the relationship and through it. So, women, if you're with a man and you want to be in a relationship and this man ain't proceeding that way, you should proceed out the door. It's just like, it don't get no simpler to that. It don't get no simpler than that.
There's feelings and emotions involved. It does get a little complicated, but you're right.
Right. It gets complicated because women find ways to get, like what you said, get their feelings and emotions intertwined into men primarily through giving their power away early on in a relationship, allowing
or not setting standards, like you said earlier.
Or like that. You don't set standards, then all types of things happen. And then especially you have sex with a guy that's dropping a hammer, then you lost out there. Then you just lost. Then you just float. You like, I don't know what the hell to do. I'm just hoping you come around.
That's true. It's very true. I mean,
Yeah.
everything gets a little foggy. All decisions go out the window.
Right.
You find
Right.
yourself
We both know it's true. I mean, I'm not saying I'm saying I know it's true on my end. I'm saying you know it's true on your end. That's what I'm trying to say, y'all.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to say. Let's go to what Felicia said. Being exclusive don't mean each person can't have male or female friends. And also in life, in any relationship, men look and women look. It's now it's not what you do, it's how you do it. This is real life. Yes, people do window shop, all that type of stuff, but there are caveats in that. There's nuance there. It's not just, oh, my man look, my woman look. There's nuance because it's respect. And respect,
about to say that.
Respect means something different to women than it does men. And then so you have even more nuance there. To respect, there's nuance. It's how you respect a woman is different than how you respect a man.
I'm talking about looking and seeing other people, the respect of that. You think that's different?
In the way that the nuance that goes into it. Yeah.
You mean, so if we're together and we're out and you look at a woman and I look at a man, the respect that we should have for each other in that situation is different.
The nuance. That's what I'm saying. The nuance. It's not. That's what I'm saying. Like, just saying you looking at the opposite sex. Just saying you looking at opposite sex. There's nuance that goes there. So, for example, if you and I are out, a girl walks by with the juiciest of booties, like like butt, just like we at the pool and butt is just ridiculous. And I look, more than likely, you looking right with me, like, shoot, nigga, I'm right there with you.
I mean,
I'm looking at it too.
I don't think it's, and see, here's the thing. I have friends that will get really upset. Women that I know will get really upset if their man looks. I think that is crazy. And I feel like if you're going to put yourself in that mindset, you're going to be crazy all the time. Then y'all just can't leave the house. So if I see a beautiful woman or a nice looking man and we both looking and we're both, oh, it's a nice looking woman, I'm not going to get upset at my man. Now you can be disrespectful and you can gawk and now we have a problem. But if you looking like, it's like, oh, well, we both know that's a nice butt, then okay, let's not pretend like it's not happening. That's crazy to me when people do that.
So a lot of those women have self-image and self-conscious issues. That's usually what you find women like, oh, if you just look and it's an issue, like especially like if a woman, she has a small butt or no butt, she got teased about it coming up and she's self-conscious about her butt. Then a girl with a big juicy butt walk by and you look at it, then she hasn't reconciled that. Thing is, a lot of people, reconciliation is key. And a lot of times we think about reconciliation with another person. The thing is that you yourself is a person too. Like people forget themselves when they talk about, oh, you need to reconcile with your mom, reconcile with your friend. A lot of people haven't reconciled with themselves. Like, getting to know other people. A lot of people don't know themselves. And that's why people just assume that who better knows you than you. It's actually very false. A lot of people don't know themselves.
And then they get in relationships.
Right. And then and to further prove what I mean is there are a lot of women who have never orgasmed and don't know how to orgasm because they don't know their bodies. They don't know what their body it does when they orgasm. They don't know what it means, and they will miss or interpret different feelings for other things. And then sometimes they have to get with somebody. They finally get with somebody like, hey, no, look, I'm gonna walk with you through this. The self-consciousness goes away, and then they walk into this whole world of knowing themselves.
Well, the statistic is 70% of women do not orgasm. And I think a lot of that has to do with some shame stuff, trauma, just even comfort with a person and just like letting go. Because I definitely heard of, different women having these experiences, which is very unfortunate, very unfortunate. I am not in that 70%. But anyway, I do feel for those ladies.
And Drea just shamed all the women they never orgasmed.
No, I'm not shaming them. I said I feel for them. I get it. It's difficult to get to that place. Even as you get older And as women get more sexually active, and we're in the prime as you get older, I think you become more comfortable. But when you're young, you're figuring out your bodies, and and you're trying to figure out your sexual experiences, it can be quite the journey. And especially if you are doing these things with fear and going into relationships with men and not setting standards. Now, look, it depends on what you want, right? Because if you are dating to be in a relationship, and you can't be afraid to like set those intentions with someone. But back to what we were talking about, yeah, the respect level with looking around, I think it has to be on both ends. You have to know who you're dating. You have to know yourself. And if you're lacking confidence, then yeah, you're going to kind of come out the gate like a crazy person. I was at a bar a couple weeks ago. I saw this guy screaming at his girlfriend because she said hello to someone. I mean, literally screaming in her face because she said hello to someone. So I'm thinking to myself, I mean, what happened in y'all's relationship to get you to that point? You shouldn't even be with the person.
Who did she say hello to, and how did she say hello?
From it was actually a friend of mine she said hello to, and she just said, "Hey, how's it going?" We were at a big birthday party. I didn't actually know the couple. And then I don't know if he did not know my friend. I am not sure of the situation. She literally just said hello. There wasn't a hug. There wasn't anything. Oh, hey, hello. And I don't know, maybe they had a fight before. I don't know. But the way he was yelling at this woman for about 5 minutes, I actually almost went over to them and I was like, girl, you got to, whatever's happening, you do not deserve to be talked to like this. It was crazy. It was absolutely
crazy. I would, obviously the trauma thing is on both sides. There's men with different issues that happens, and then, and then it'll reverberate in a relationship. But what I was saying about the nuance and respect level, yes, respect is respect. But then you have nuance of how you approach things. And like I said, men and women are different. So that's why respect to each group is going to be different, because we're different and we value different things, and different things among men mean different things than as opposed to different things among women. That women.
An example of what you're saying.
So what I said about the man and the woman, the girl walk by, vice versa. If it's a man, because the thing is, men are competitive. We're naturally competitive against other men. Also, men size other men up off rip. It's a posturing thing that's just innate in us. It's an animalistic thing that just happens. It's not that men go and like, hey, I'm gonna go walk in this room and I'm about to size up all the men in this room off rip. We just walk into a room, and if there are men in there, we size them up as it pertains to physicality, intelligence, sense of humor, all the different types of things that we as men understand or know that the opposite sex may like. We size them up. It's just it's a competitive nature. That's why when you watch sports, the best sports that people watch have who playing in them? Men, because men, when we get into competitive nature, it gets animalistic, it gets really real, it gets like super intense, almost to where fights happen a lot of times.
So you're saying if an attractive man walks by, then what? What's the respectful, nuanced response versus the big booty girl walking by? Okay. What is the response?
So the thing is so you said an attractive man. So a man walking by and then a woman acknowledging him, it's like, okay, like what is happening there? Because then that man, like, now the thing is, I'm not advocating for the man to do what you said, like he yells in her face, doing all that. That's not necessary. Like, cause me, I don't believe, cause thing is the way I speak for primetime men. I speak for men out there that are prime time. The men who know, like, when they wake up in the morning, I'm prime time. I'm not a basement dweller playing games and I ain't got no swag. I'm speaking for the men who have means, who are prime time. They PTPers. I'm speaking for the PTPers. I'm not speaking for F-boys. These are the men I speak to. I speak from the point of view of the type of man that the vast majority of women want. You want a prime time man, a man that it don't matter about his physical attributes. Like, oh, he's gorgeous. It's a man that he might be okay looking, but his stature, how he stands, how he enters a room, how he conducts himself is of a premium nature. He could take whatever he's given and then flip it and make it look good. So,
but if that man walks by and
here's the thing. Here's the thing. Those men are naturally competitive. That's why they're prime time. And so if a woman, you're with your woman, and then she's like, okay, oh, that guy, look at that guy. Oh, but he looks good. Then that's a problem. One, One, here's the thing. One, men that are prime time operate off their prime time because they have status. Status is primary with men. Status isn't primary with women. Status doesn't affect women like it affects men. Would you agree there?
I agree, but we're separating.
Okay.
We're separating.
So here's the thing. We that's fine. I'm gonna break it down for you.
We're separating.
I'll break it down for you. Status is of the utmost importance to men, period, and especially your prime time men, because and with that same token, you as a woman, you want a prime time man. The reason why you want a prime time man is because he has a lot of status, how he carries himself. Then now, if you get with him and then start to break the status down, that's counterintuitive to the man that you got. And then it ends up to where then you then leave him for a man that has maintained his status. Right. And so the thing is a man will not be with a woman who does not add to his status, especially a prime time man. If you're a woman, you take away from my status, that man doesn't, he looks less upon you. Like, okay, that's not a woman I want. Right. Because I'm with this woman and now my status is decreasing. Think about Jeff Bezos. Do you think Jeff Bezos will be out with a woman and if she might look at it, but she's not going to say it. She's not going to say it out loud. She may see it in her mind like, oh, he looks good. He looks good. Ooh, he smells so good. But she won't be like, oh my God, he is like, his jawline is amazing.
No. I don't think that you should do any of that. I don't think you should be like oogling a person. Like if the girl with
I'm not talking about oogling.
No, but what woman is going to be with her man and be like, oh, he got a nice, like, come on, you're not with your girlfriend.
I'm saying it, period, like saying it out loud to where it can be heard.
I don't think it should be if a nice looking woman walks by, we can talk about her, but a nice looking man walks by. It also just depends on your relationship and who you're with, Freddie. But if a nice looking man walks by and it's one of those men that just happen to look really, really nice, that it's like one of those things with the girl with the big butt, and you're like, oh, that's a nice looking dude. Oh yeah, that's a nice looking dude, and we can move on. You don't got to be like, damn, did you see that, babe? Look at, like, it doesn't have to be like that. But
that's not what I'm saying.
Fair to say a woman can walk by and you're like, dang, she got a nice booty.
Yes, it is fair.
I disagree.
Here's the thing. It is fair because one, life isn't fair, and the double standards exist with men and women across the board.
I agree. But for me, I do not think that if I can't say, oh, that's a nice looking dude. I'm not even saying I would say it, but if you can say, oh, that's a nice looking lady. And we go, oh yeah, that's a nice looking lady. And there's a nice looking dude that walks by. That's a handsome man. Oh yeah. And we can't get on with our evening. Okay, goodbye. Like, that's crazy. Then I don't want to hear about the nice looking girl.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, the thing is what's valued in women and what's valued in men are two separate things. And that's why it's different. Because the thing is women value in men status, protection, and provision. Men don't value those three things in women. We don't value status, protection, and provision from a woman. So,
well, this is what my aunt said. This is why connecting with your mate on the same page during the dating process, you know your partner, and that's part of the communication level. Exactly. So if you know, like that girl who said hi to my friend, I'm sure that's not the first time her boyfriend's reacted like that. Maybe she thought she knew.
Your aunt also said this too.
What? What'd she say? Ding, ding.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
So, because look, here's the thing.
She said that. She probably said that because I rang the bell.
Oh, probably. I don't know. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Like I've said before, it's all about, my thing is talking to women and to help them get the best man that they qualify for. Get that top of the level.
Little Kevin.
Get that. Here's the thing. We all qualify for a certain type of person.
Qualify, Freddie, you're so funny.
Listen, even me, I qualify for a certain type of woman, and I know that. So my thing is, where I am currently, I'm always trying to shoot at the top level of the woman that I qualify for. I don't shoot for the bottom level of the woman I qualify for. The top level. Even with you qualify for a particular man, so you should shoot for that top level. Maybe you might get above what you qualify for, but the thing is to get the top level of what you qualify for, or maybe even above, you have to understand the opposite sex. And the thing is what you'll find across the board is men have no problem understanding or trying to understand women and what they like, all these types of things. Women, on the other hand, could care less what men value and what men look for.
Where are these men? Where are these evolved men? Where are they at?
No, wait.
Right.
What? Here's the thing.
Where?
Men, now I'm not talking about morality. See, when we get
I
into
said evolved. All I said was
listen what I'm saying. Listen what I'm saying.
Evolved.
Just because a man wants to understand what women like does not mean he's evolved. And so the thing is a lot of men use that information to just have sex with women.
Yes,
Some
they
men use that information to get a premium woman to add to his life so that she brings him more status and also is a safe place for him to land to motivate him to be more competitive and productive in today's society. That's what men want from a woman. Women don't want that from men, but men understand what women want. Some men use it for nefarious means. Some men use it for positive means. Women could just care less what men want. We don't care. And it's no.
I'm not going to let you blanket statement that about women could just care less what men want. I absolutely not.
I mean, I'm not obviously once again.
We don't need to
generally speaking.
I disagree.
There are some women who actually
women catering to their men, holding their men down.
I know
what are you
this.
talking about? They don't care what their men want.
I know this. I personally know women who have that ideology, but then, but the thing is those same women that
the mud, holding their men down, sticking by their sides, ride or die till the end. What are you talking about? Yeah.
So you talking about? I think you went into like some other women. We can talk about that later.
No,
but
I'm saying women care what men want. Yes, they do. Yes,
no.
The women watching, please go in the comment section, guys. Please go in.
I think here's the thing. It's a difference between a woman actually understanding how men operate and what they value, as opposed to blindly following a man. A woman being a ride or die chick for her man. That's nice, but it's not impressive. Because the thing is, there are a lot of women that are ride or die for men who ain't going nowhere. You ride or die in a stationary car. And it's like, what are you doing? You're gonna die. What you mean ride or die? She gonna die because she ain't riding because the car is stationary. So that's not impressive.
You said, Freddie, that women don't care about what men want. And I disagree. Now, relationships are nuanced. They're different. And we talk in generalities. I understand that. But right now, with all the stuff, with all the things going on in the media and the internet, as we talk about this, what our podcast is pretty much based on, this huge, insane battle right now with men and women. And it's so interesting to me because I'm just like, is everybody just going to keep battling it out? And it's like, it's all the woman's fault. Like we just need to and which leads us into our next topic with Iyanla Vanzant little video that we watched. And I don't know if you read the comments on that. Women were upset, and even some men were upset on this comment. Women just need to soften, and then the men are going to be better. Like, get out of here. Get out of here. I'm sorry.
That's not really what she said, but
read the comments, Freddie. Read the comments. Okay.
But the reason why I said what I said was going back to we talking about the respect differences between a couple being out and a man seeing a woman and a woman seeing a man and them voicing their affinity towards that person. That goes back to, like I said, once again, what men expect, what men value, and what women expect and what women value. And that's what I'm saying. Like when I said that, you was like, no, it has to be a 1-for-1. And what I'm saying is not a 1-for-1. It's not a 1-for-1.
I understand that's what you feel, and that's fine, but that's not what I don't agree with that. I don't think it's okay for a nice looking woman to walk by and my partner says, oh, that's a nice looking woman. I agree. And it's all good. We go on with our evening. A nice looking man walks by and I'm like, oh, that's a nice looking dude. Or he says it or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, that's a nice looking dude. And we go about, and then the evening's an explosion.
He said it? So you walking with your man and your man, dude walks by and your man look like, damn, you're a nice looking dude.
If it's a really handsome guy, like I mean, whatever. I don't think that's
okay.
Weird.
So this goes back. We had this conversation.
I don't think that's weird at all. Like
this kind of loosely related to a conversation we had about you were like in college. I think when you kissed a girl before, right?
Freddie, can we not do that?
Okay.
That's.
But no, I'm being serious though. But I'm laughing at your reaction. But the thing is that, well, what a lot of women would tell you is that they were with a man, they saw their man kiss another man, they'd be like, yeah, I'm out, fam. I'm out, fam.
Obviously.
And so, like I said, that goes back to a specific reason of double standards. That there is a double standard there.
That is not the same thing. That is not the same thing. That is not the same
The
thing.
concepts are the same.
No, that's a completely different situation.
Concepts are the same.
Freddie Moultrie.
Because a dude could be with his chick, they out kicking it. She can, oh my, she kissed her friend in the mouth. Like, okay, move on with the night. Whatever. It ain't nothing.
It's not the same
She
thing.
see, you know,
that's where there's a double standard. That's where there's a double standard. I'm sorry, I can't be out with my guy, and he makes out with his guy friend, and we go home.
But
that's a whole other conversation.
This goes back to what I'm saying about, like, okay, you out and you see somebody attractive of the opposite sex. Same concept.
No.
Status. Like I said, men operate off status.
Freddie, you can't compare a woman kissing a woman into your, listen, I'm saying for me, if my man kisses another man in front of me, that's not for me. Everybody do whatever you want to do. That's not my vibe. But you know, your girl kisses another girl, I mean, it's whatever, it's different. This is my opinion. My opinion, it's different.
Double standard, right?
I said I understand the nuances of double standards in relationships, but this specific one of looking at a guy and looking at a woman, no, I don't think so. I don't think the night needs to end because I said, oh, that's
no, I know. Here's the thing: we go into extreme. I'm not saying the night needs to end, but what I am saying is that
or it's a shot to his ego. If I go,
it's a situation where they're not equatable. It's not the same, and that wouldn't be a good look for a woman to be with a primetime man with status, and for her to voice out loud about how this other guy looks good.
Oh, that girl's got a fat butt, and it's
all whatever. Vice versa. Because the thing is women don't operate. Oh, here's the net of it. Men operate off status. Women don't.
That is, we will leave this and agree to disagree. Look,
the net of it.
Other nice-looking women, but I know I'm fine, so I'm good. I don't get mad. My auntie said I see him look at other nice-looking women, but I'm fine. So this is all the women in my family. This is how all the women in my family feel.
I can imagine what your family reunion is like.
Love it. And my mom's a Sag too, so she has the Sag energy as well as you. And
so, and also, what I will say, the other part of nuance is how long somebody's been married. You know, I didn't mention that. Okay. That's important because people, what you find, like what I'm saying about men and their wives, like they've been married like 40 years. It's like, okay, like, you know, the man ain't tripping. You know, he not really tripping them unless she just get crazy. But usually in that early, like I said, with Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez, like they on the front end, they still new, and it's like, all right, then it's like, Lauren, hold on.
A little bit. They're about to get married. But you know, on the subject of Jeff Bezos, I had a heated discussion today with a friend of mine, who said Jeff Bezos is an idiot for getting married again after his last situation. I don't know if you guys know, Jeff Bezos just recently got engaged to Lauren Sanchez. He was obviously previously married, got a divorce. It was a huge, crazy divorce. I guess she got half of his money, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah, but Mackenzie got a nice check.
She got
she got married and divorced again too, quick.
Well, you know, whatever, it happens. So my point is, a lot of people right now are saying that Jeff Bezos is an idiot for getting married again. I think that that's crazy. One thing I will say about Jeff Bezos, I mean, I don't know Lauren Sanchez, but I think it's great that he's marrying somebody that's age appropriate. He's not marrying some little young Pop-Tart, which statistically would normally be what everyone thinks that he should do. I was listening to some podcasts earlier and people are going off on him right now that he's getting married again. And so Freddie, I was interested to see what your thoughts were. I mean, I'm hoping he gets a prenup. I'm imagining that we learn some lessons and that we'll get a prenup. But I don't think because of what happened with his last marriage that this man needs to say, I'm never getting married again. He has.
I mean, here's the thing, man. A lot of people love to talk. I mean, he's the second richest man in the world, right? So a lot of people, people love to chop it up and talk like he shouldn't get married because he got like the amount of money and the assets that Jeff Bezos had. No, none of y'all even understand. It doesn't even make sense. It doesn't even compute. No. So really, to be honest with you, nobody can really speak. Like he's at a stratosphere. You can't even speak on him getting married. That's the first thing. But the second thing, let's talk about it. I am not of the belief, you get divorced one time and the woman take it to the cleaners, then okay, don't get married again. No, I'm not of the belief of that.
Oh,
'Cause
Freddie, we agree on something. Oh my God, that's a good
so
one.
here's the thing. This man, my man Javere Green, he
Hi,
made a
Jameer.
this is a very valid point. It's a power move. It's a power move because the thing is that, like I've said before, a man getting married shows stability, and you can't move into those higher echelons of corporate and working and people take you. Other men don't really take you serious if you're just a playboy, because it doesn't show stability. So you have to get married. That's like almost a necessity. Show stability that we can count on you, we can trust you.
But do you think Jeff Bezos still at this point even has to prove anything like that? I mean, he's Jeff Bezos. Why does he need to prove?
It's like I said before, I will say it again, status. Men operate off status. Status is more important than death to a man. Like, and that's when women don't understand that, and I don't expect for women to understand that, because a man.
Women understand that. Women understand that.
I mean, generally, are there there little droplets of women who get it, who might understand it? Yes.
Ladies, please do not listen to that. Continue.
But generally speaking, I mean, but the thing is, it makes sense. Why would a woman understand how serious status is to a man? Huh?
Why can a woman understand that?
It's just like a man not understanding pregnancy.
Yeah, you're not going to actually understand pregnancy in the way of physically. No, but you understand
but we don't understand it like you understand it. That's my point. Men don't understand it like women understand it, and we never will. So,
an example to use is pregnancy, because there's women with a lot of status too. That maybe it's important to them. I don't know.
I mean, the moon could fall in the sky.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, it could. The sun could swallow. It ain't done it yet. It eventually will.
Say it in a way like women can never understand.
No. But here's the thing. I'm realistic about the differences between sexes. I think we should be more realistic to appreciate one another. Thing is that I understand all these different things that women go through, women feel, women value, and I get it, but I don't truly understand it. And you know what? That's fine, because I'm not a woman, and I can appreciate women for that reason. Just like I said, pregnancy. I'll never be pregnant. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I just know it's painful, and that's it. But I don't understand it like a woman would understand it, and I won't sit and pretend like I will. But that's the thing. But that's the thing that makes women special, and I can appreciate a woman not only for that, but various other things, obviously. But my point being is that, vice versa, there are things that men go through, that men think, that men feel, that women will not understand. There's not you won't, because you're not a man, and that's fine. But the thing is that if we have more women that could just appreciate that, then men would be appreciated more. But we're not appreciated, because anything a man goes through and that's indicative of being a man, there are women that feel like, well, I get it. I understand it 100% too.
No. I don't think I understand it 100%. Here's an example. So you're speaking physiologically with pregnancy. Pregnancy, no. So when I went to the boxing match in Vegas a few weeks ago, now there was so much testosterone in this arena that I've never felt more different than a man in my life. When somebody got hit, and the energy in that room, the freaking sperm and the balls in that room, it was so intense. I was like, oh my God, I am a woman. I am not a man. So something like that, I'm like, yeah, we're having two completely different experiences. And it isn't even about oh, maybe I don't like boxing that much. I very much like boxing. I enjoy UFC. I get very involved. But looking around and seeing men and all of their energy, I'm like, yeah, we are different. I can appreciate that. I don't understand the testosterone running through the veins. No, that's something I can appreciate. But something like status, you saying it in an experience of a man, okay, that I can understand. But I think women have their own experiences too with status. And I don't know, I guess the way you said it, as if a woman just can't ever understand, just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. So that's why I said that. But physiologically speaking, I can appreciate the differences between men and women. It's not the same on certain things.
And so here's the thing. I think, and it makes sense. A lot of women take things personally like that. And it's not meant to be a personal shot. But here's the thing. Women have status, and they have it, but what I'm saying is they have status. What I'm saying is how men interact with status is vastly different from, like I said before, a man will give up his life for status. A man will die. Men die every day for status. They die. Women don't go and die for status. Women don't die to the biggest woman. I got the biggest clit in the room. Like I'm the biggest woman in the world. A woman in the room. Y'all can't mess with me. Women could care less. They get that. Be like, okay, you got it. Woman would be like, yeah, I don't care. Like, you know, it's not that big of a deal.
Between other women. Yeah. Okay.
Women and men, women between women and men, between women and women, between women and children, between women and whoever. But the thing is that men will die. For example, war. Men will be on the front lines. A man will go out on the front lines, rush into battle with other people are shooting at them. Well, other people are shooting at them with their guns and shoot them. And the thing is a man will still do that and not be like, nigga, they shoot. I'm not going out there. Like, I'm not about to run with y'all out there. Like, we need to figure this out. They will still do that. And the reason why they will do that is because they don't want to come back to the barracks and the soldiers that did survive looking at them like, yo, you a coward. They can't deal with that. So it's like, I'd rather go out there and risk getting shot, blown up, than stay in here and not run out and be safe when they come back. But that is the mentality of a man.
This is an interesting topic because, you know, we've talked about this before, and this mindset, I'm not saying it's completely antiquated because I think there's lots of differences between men and women, but in this era now of focusing on feelings and things like that, there are men who are like, I'm not doing that. I don't know, for lack of a better word, the softer generation who, well, you know, we focus on feelings. We're giving participation awards, and you know, I kind of fly in the middle on that. I do think it's important to focus on feelings, but then there's certain things where I'm like, yeah, we're getting a little, you know.
But going back to what you just said, you said there are some men. Are there outliers? Yes, there are some men who will.
Outlier. That's why I said it. I don't think it's an outlier thing, Freddie. I think more and more people are more feeling focused with their children. And that's sort of creating this other generation where the majority isn't going to be like, let me pump my chest and go out there and do all this stuff. And who has the biggest BDE? Like, I don't think that's necessarily going to be the thing.
I mean, that's one example that I gave, but there are plenty other examples of men being together and it's time to move. And it's like, okay, we all got to go out there and do it. And as a man, like, you know, like I'm not going to just sit back and then sit with the women and then let the other men go out there and then they come back.
You'd like to think that's still.
And I'm sitting there with the women. Like, generally speaking, I'm going with the men. We going out there or whatever like that. That's the situation. You go back to the Titanic when it was sinking. Who went first?
Okay, my mom has a question. What about the men who were officers in Uvalde and they were focused on status or themselves? The Uvalde shooting? Oh, the guys who didn't run in and the police officers who waited to respond to.
And you see what has happened to them, right?
What happened?
They've been publicly crucified.
Yes, they have.
They've been publicly crucified. Every time there's a school shooting and officers run in and do their job of all men, people always come back and bring up the Uvalde, however you say the city, bring them up and like, see, this what y'all was supposed to do. And that was like 7 school shootings or 8 school shootings ago. That sounds terrible to say, but
that sounds terrible to say.
Right.
Terrible.
But that's my point. Like, they've been crucified and they will continue to be crucified to the end of time.
Immediately.
They would if that was a police force full of women and they didn't run in, they wouldn't be crucified. They'd be like, okay.
I don't think so. They still would have been crucified 100% because they're supposed to act quickly. Man or woman, and there were women in those police officers. They
so here's the thing. I think that those women would have probably been slightly crucified because based on their job, based on like, this is your job. You hired and paid to do that. Would they have been crucified to the same point, the same way that these men have been? No. And the thing is, I'm fine with it. I'm not saying it's wrong. I get it. Because like I said,
the focus would have been, they didn't act because they're women. That would have been the focus. They didn't act. They're all women. You know, if there were men there, you know, then they would have acted quickly. That's how they would have been crucified, 100%.
And so they would have had some type. If that's a built-in situation, like basic excuse to where they would let them off the hook. They would have been crucified. But like I said, going back to what I'm saying, status is so important to men. We base our whole lives around status. about how we're viewed upon in the world. And so going back to Jeff Bezos, it's still a situation of status. He has all this money, but the thing is that there are a lot of people who have a lot of money, but they have no status. A lot of people. One thing off the top of my head, lottery winners. People win the lottery. The person won the $1.3 billion lottery, and then they cash out for a lump sum of like $640 million.
Mm-hmm.
They are 9-figure, but you think that if they went into a room with somebody who worth $300 million but owned a business, all the different type of people, would they be respected? No, they have no status. You just have money and no status. Status can go up or down, and it's not directly tied with money, even though it's associated with it, but it's not directly tied to it. So with Bezos, getting married still preserves his status. Now, to what somebody said, he better have a strong prenup. Yeah. We talk about a billionaire to where he has the best lawyers. So I'm 100% sure whatever the prenuptial agreement that he puts in place, it's going to be ironclad. It's going to be super solid.
But people are still, and hey, Victoria, hi cousin. But people are still saying that even though he has a prenup, there's going to be some way that this woman's going to, and this is just literally assuming that they're going to get divorced. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen with Lauren and Jeff. I mean, I've assumed they've been dating for a while. You know, this man has more money than he knows what to do with, and whatever. I'm sure they're going to come to some sort of agreement. But I think it's great that he's getting married. I think it's great that she's 53. I agree with you about the status thing with the marriage. And
I think it's great she's 53.
Yeah, I love that she's 53. I do. I'm going to highlight that because a lot of times these situations, the women are Pop-Tarts when they're in their 20s or early 30s. And I think it's great. She's 53. Yeah. So
what I will say, I wanted to say this earlier about people talking about how his previous wife, her name was Jacqueline? What was her name?
Mackenzie?
Mackenzie, yeah. Mackenzie. Your mom named Jacqueline, ain't it?
My mom is Jacqueline. Hi,
I thought it was in my head. Mackenzie Bezos, well, not Mackenzie Bezos anymore, but Mackenzie. Thing is they didn't have a prenup because she was with him before he started Amazon. And so the thing is that she is part of the reason that's the reason why their proceedings was easy peasy. She got that big chunk and it wasn't a big fight because Mackenzie helped Jeff. She helped him start Amazon because before Amazon, Jeff wasn't really making money like that. Mackenzie had the money. And so she was kind of carrying the family because Jeff had this idea of Amazon. And so she supported him like, babe, do your thing, knock it out. Like, go with it.
Exactly.
And then he hopped in it and it blew up and became what it became. So, you know, she didn't take him to the cleaners. She just got, I mean, you asked me, she got what she's supposed to get.
Freddie B. Now we're in agreement because so many people are talking about this woman as if she did nothing. They're like, oh, she got 300 mil. It's like, I'm sorry. Do you not realize what this woman did before they got together?
She was there. She was there at the beginning. You know, Mackenzie was able to see, you know, she had that eye. Well, maybe it might have been luck because the second dude she married, they got divorced in like a year, and he's like a teacher, and it was like Mackenzie, like what's happened here? Got married and got divorced like all in a 1 year of college, like it was super quick. But when it comes to Mackenzie, you know, she got her money. I agree.
Yeah, all right, so thank you, Freddie.
Here you go. Let's get to Anyala. She had her quote that you didn't like that I saw some validity in.
But you know what's so interesting? And my mom's watching. Hi, Mom. My mom sent this to me. That's where I got it from. And Mom, we're probably going to disagree on this one.
You said you're going to disagree with your mom on this?
A little bit, yeah.
Wait, bring your mom on. Tell your mom to cam up.
My mom is watching, and my mom does agree with you sometimes, Freddie. She really does. Okay,
does she?
She does. Sometimes she's like, I agree with Freddie. She just don't tell you.
Well, you should tell your mom to cam up on this one.
Okay, I'll message her.
Send her the link.
Okay.
Why you send the link? Also pull up the video so we can see the video.
Okay, I'm pulling it up now.
Uh-oh. I think I'm throwing too much. I'm throwing too many.
The one thing we forget is that the better we are as women, the better men can be as men. The softer we are as women, the stronger they get to be as men.
Send your mom the link too, though.
When we are their soft place to fall, they stand with a different height and a different posture and a different elevation. One of the challenges that we're facing right now is that Women want men to be their girlfriends, and men come home to find another dude.
Mm.
The one thing we forget.
Oh God.
All right, send your mom the link so she can, because you said she sent it to you, and we may all disagree with each other.
Freddie, I don't know how to send my mom the link.
You just in the invite, you copy the link and then text it to her.
Where does it say invite?
It's at the bottom of the screen. You look down, it should say invite.
Oh, got it.
Oh, God, guys, we, like I said, we still working through things. Bear with us. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. You see the ticker at the bottom. Make sure you follow the IG guys. Because we got these every Tuesday at 9. So you guys just saw that. Hopefully you sent your mom the link. You sent her the link?
I sent it to you on Facebook, Mom. Yeah.
Okay, sent to you on Facebook. So let me hop into this. Okay, so what I'll say is I agree like 67% of what she said.
67. Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so here's the thing. The part where at the beginning when she's talking about as women get softer, men can lead, blah, blah, blah. With that, I think that is dangerous. I think that is dangerous. And the reason why I think it's dangerous, because I think a lot of men will hear that and then be like, oh, I can just be a nothing type dude, and I'm just going to wait till women soften up and wait till I see this in the zeitgeist. Exactly. And the thing is that we can get caught up in the zeitgeist of what's happening and think that's real life and miss what we go through each and every day, what you see, the people are actually around you in real life, because that is real life. So the thing is that as a man, you still want to be a leader. And the thing is, I tell people all the time, like, you don't deal with people who are not in the place where they need to be. A woman is masculine. I don't deal with masculine women. I don't deal with women that's trying to compete with me. I don't deal with women who talking like they don't get physical, loud talking, pumping. I don't deal with none of that. I don't deal with that. Like, it was an example. I was in Cabo one time. I think I might have mentioned this before.
You told me, and you told us.
I told on the show?
You did.
Yeah, it was a previous episode, but basically the cliff notes, this girl got mad because I didn't help them with the bottle, but I was never in the section. I just met him the day before. Just met him, and the next day we go out and they get a table, but I never went to the section. I ended up DJing the party, and then they had an issue with the bottle, and then I saw them arguing at the door, and I came out the bathroom. I went back in the club, and she got mad that I saw them, and I ain't come to help them. And so she came and was like loud, like talking to me like there was about to be an issue. And the thing is I told her, go get your brother. It wasn't even a discussion, because I'm not about to argue with a woman. I'm not about to do none of that with a woman. It's not a conversation. Go get the man you came with, tell him the issue, and he can talk to me. I don't go back and forth with women. And I know, like, I said it to a woman, and she thought she said it. She like, oh, you so misogynistic, this, that, and third. I'm like,
well, yeah.
What? So the option is to go back and forth with a woman and for her to get wild, and then I got to snatch her up because she's swinging at me or something. That's the other option you want.
Like to hope that it doesn't escalate to that. But this particular woman sounds like that may have been the case, because in her eyes, she thought y'all were, I don't know what she thought y'all were doing, but she thought, and my mom can't come on. She's not available at the moment. She's so funny.
She in the tub. She can, what we need is her face. She ain't got to be the full body or nothing. All right. So
let my mom make it. Anyway, so listen, I understand that, but I do understand why she may have felt that way, because hearing that, and she already popping off at the mouth, she's probably like, oh, you can't talk to me. You can't talk to me. She's already in a heated space. And I mean, I don't know what y'all's situation was, but she just apparently felt like you were supposed to have her back after knowing her for 20 years.
Our situation was nothing. It was nothing. And the thing is, I said, go get your brother. And then I told her, you should go get your brother.
That sounds like you want to fight.
Yeah, I told her, I said again, I said, you should go get your brother and have this conversation with me. You shouldn't have this conversation with me. I told her, and then that's when her brother walked up and he kind of pulled her away. And then I think because I was with a chick, and I told her, I said, I had her get up. I said, get up and stand right here, because you need to talk to her. Because my fuse was shrinking. My fuse was shrinking, because the thing is there is no man that will just sit and go for somebody yelling at them nonstop.
You'd be surprised.
I mean, yeah, okay. prime time, man. An actual man who's worth some type of salt in this earth is not gonna sit in a conversation and somebody just yelling and cursing at them. That's just not gonna fly. That's not gonna fly. Something gotta shake. Something gotta shake. Either you gotta go get your brother or some girl need to come save you, because I'm not about to do this. I'm not about to do it.
Okay, so look, with this video my mom sent me, I understand why my mom specifically sent it to me. However, I just think
why she sent it to you?
Well, we don't need to get into that, but I know. I know.
How do you mention this and then?
I know why she sent it to me to soften me up a bit. But look, here's the thing. I feel like the way she put this was that this has to happen and then this has to happen. Yes, Mom, I know why you sent it. And if you read the comments, a lot of women were upset because they're like, oh, it's just all on us. Like if we're soft, then these men are going to just fall in line and act right. And that's not the case. And then also saying, you want to come home to your man being your girlfriend because you want to talk to your partner, tell them about your day and kind of go back and forth and have a dialogue. I'm not sure what are you supposed to do? And then I know I have friends who say things like, oh, you saved that for your girlfriend. I will never be in a relationship with someone that I can't have a conversation with about my day and download and we can talk about it, and vice versa too. I want him to come home and talk to me. Like, and then they say you're coming home to men. Like, I didn't understand that at all.
So I mean, the second part of what she said, I agree with. That's the part where, okay, that brings it above. The first part, I felt like it was problematic. I felt like, because like a lot of things people say,
softer. It's like,
because a lot of things these people say online, I think that, taken as a soundbite, they can be very detrimental and very problematic, especially to the wrong people. You got some men out here incel.
Now. Yeah. Yes.
You got some men who are incels, some men are MGTOW, all these like far reaching. They take that and they eat it up, and it makes them even crazier and go to the further stretches of the earth. Like MGTOW stands for men going their own way. Right. And that's decoupling from women, which sounds idiotic to me. Sounds very stupid to me.
Where are you coupling with? Yourselves, guys? Just
curious. Yeah, it's about being monks. They going down in monkhood, going that route.
Oh, I didn't know they were going to the monkhood. I thought we were just
that's the concept, like going down into monkhood. And the thing is that no about that. And so what the first part is problematic. Hearing that is like, yeah, it does make it sound like we just wait. All the men just sit back and wait on women. And when they figure it out, they do it. And like that goes back to what I'm saying. It speaks to the zeitgeist. And the thing is people forget, like, there is a real life that you live outside of the internet. And that piece communicates that, hey, like, the zeitgeist is real. This internet stuff is real. And so wait till you see a cavalcade. The vast majority of women that you see online get soft. While you doing that in your real life, there actually are soft women who are a soft place to land, who are great, that you just not paying attention to because you caught up in this internet stuff. And so I think that is a problem, what she said, and it needs nuance. And the thing is with that Iyanla, I hate trying to say her name because I always mess it up. But
me too. Iyanla.
I expect more from her. I feel like she, in that situation, she should have added the nuance. But the thing is I understand media.
In the comments, they ate her up in.
I know they did, but I understand media now. And to make money, you pretty much gotta be way on some extreme and have those viral moments and just say things like that to where other people start talking about you, and you don't add the nuance. The second part, I agree with on. What you find is a lot of women, when they talk about what they want in a man is essentially their girlfriend. They want another girlfriend.
Okay,
that's what they want. So here's the thing, to what you just said. When we had these conversations and you talk about what you want in a man, I'm just going off what things that you said, Drea.
I want a man who listens to me talk about my day.
Listen to what I'm saying. I'm not saying that's wrong, but what I'm saying is you have not said what you want that man to be as a man. Like how you want that man to show up as a masculine leader male. The things that you've been.
This is your terminology. That's all your stuff.
The things that you've been specific about are things that you can find in a girlfriend.
To show up with reciprocity to listen to me about my day as well as me listening.
Wait,
to him.
let's just
go back and forth.
hear me out. Hear me out. What I'm saying is the things you've been specific about, you could find all those things in a girlfriend.
Freddie, I'm not going to come home to my partner and not talk to them about anything.
Am I right?
Where's the relationship?
No, I'm not. No, listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying.
Relationship.
Listen, Drea. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm not saying your man should not have that. That's not what I'm saying. That's a great quality for your man to have to be able to converse with him.
But
it's a great quality.
He's not masculine because he converses with me about my.
That's not what you missing. You got to listen to what to know what I'm saying. You have to listen, right?
I'm listening, Freddie. The bell is ringing.
So. The things that you've said you want in a man are admirable. They're nice things to have.
Oh God, here you go.
They're nice things to have. But the only things you've been specific about are all things that you could realistically find in a girlfriend. You haven't been specific about things that you could only find in a man.
We're parting ways. This is ridiculous. To say your partner that you're gonna be with for your life listens to you, therefore that's something you find in a girlfriend.
That's not what I said. You not listen.
Okay, so what is your point that you're making as far as what Iyanla Vanzant said for the second part? What is the masculine thing to do, Freddie?
The masculine thing, because like what she said, women voice things. What you find in the zeitgeist and the internet, usually what you're finding women saying they want men to do are things that their girlfriends can do for them. Things that you can find in your girlfriend.
What do you do with your partner then? We don't talk?
That's not what I'm saying. You shouldn't talk.
What are we allowed to talk?
Do you talk with your girlfriends?
What are we allowed to talk about within
Do you talk with your girlfriends?
No, Freddie, I'm asking you, what should we talk about within the
You can talk about whatever.
Well, apparently we can't talk about whatever.
No. You gotta listen. You're listening to respond. You're not listening to hear me.
No, I'm listening to what you said. You said if you want to talk to your partner,
that's not what I said.
With your girlfriend, then what are you supposed to talk to?
That's not what I said. You can talk with your man. That's fine. What I'm saying is that you can also do that with your girlfriends.
So who cares? That's about people. You can talk to your girlfriend and your partner.
But so my point is that when you talk about as a woman, when you talk about you want a man, you should be leading with things you want in a man that you can only find in the man that you can't get from your girlfriends. You can get that from your girlfriends. What I'm saying is, what are some things that only exist in your man? Only your man can provide.
We're talking about conversation, Freddie. That's what she's talking about. I'm talking about going home. This is my
I understand that. Drea, I understand that.
Okay, so then what are you talking about? I'm confused.
Okay, just sit and just really take in what I'm saying.
I'm taking in what you're saying.
So here's the thing. No, you're not. I'm taking in what you're saying. So this is what I'm saying. What you'll find, I'll take it off you. What you'll find with women, what she's talking about with women will be online in the zeitgeist. They'll say, I want this out of a man, this in my man, this in my man, this in my man. All these things that they name and that they're focused on, you can also find in a girlfriend. And what she's saying is that also, like, as a woman, when you're talking about the things that you want in a man, you're preaching the things you want in a man, you should be leading with things that you only can find in a man that you cannot get from your girlfriend. So, for example, me as a man, and I'm talking about what I want in a woman, what I want to find in my wife. I'm not going to lead with a bunch of stuff that I can also do with my homeboys. I'm going to lead with things. I'm going to talk about things that I can only get from her. Only. She's the only person that can provide those things. Because the thing is that if you're with somebody that only provides or that mainly provides what your friends can provide, that's not a strong relationship.
Well, Freddie, that's where you and I will disagree on this specific topic. I'm breaking down and understanding what you're saying, things you can only get from your partner. But as far as me downloading my day, because I can go talk to, we're going to use my beautiful friend Katie here, who I lived with for 5 years in college. Hi, Katie. Because I can go talk to Katie about something, and I can also go talk to my husband about something. I think that that's crazy to say, because you can get it from Katie, you can't go
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying.
What is the point of highlighting that I can have the conversation with Katie and I can have the conversation with my husband? What? I don't understand.
Drea, there's no, I have no problem with that. I have no qualms with that. No issues with that. That's totally fine. I am 100% with you on that. I'm clear with you on that. I'm great with you on that. So we do not, I am not saying you don't do that with your man. I am going beyond that. I'm going deeper. Like what Carla said, I'm going deeper and saying that you should lead with the things you, if you want a man and the things you want in a man, and not you, the women out there, you should lead with the things that you want in your man, that your girlfriend Katie can't give you, Sarah can't give you, none of these women can give you, only your man can give you. That's what I'm saying. All the things that's fine. It's like a car. You gonna buy a car, you want an engine. You want AC.
So you're talking about things like the
wait, listen.
I'm just
Like
looking for examples of what you mean.
So to give you an analogy, when you're looking for a house, there are things that you want in that house. Like there are very important things. Very important things like a roof, a foundation.
Sure.
You want it, and if you buy a house, you're gonna live in it for the rest of your life. You want things that make it yours. Like this is what I want, as opposed to having things that anybody would want. You see what I'm saying? Like there's some things that you want, but also anybody want. There are also things that you want that makes it yours, that only Drea wants.
As my aunts just said, what is an example of what you're saying that women should be focused on when you're going for your partner? That things are that's what I'm curious about.
So the thing is, you know, like I've said before, one thing, generally speaking, as a woman, you want to speak to a man's leadership ability. You want to talk about what type of leader that you particularly want in your man. That should be A1, because we've just had this conversation about the relationship. It doesn't exist until that man says it exists. So he has to lead you into the relationship to be able to lead you through a relationship. So if you just want a man to communicate, that man could not be a leader at all. That's number one, that man being a leader to be able to lead you in a relationship, because if you're not a leader, you'll never even be in a relationship, even have a conversation with this man.
Well, Freddie, and you know that we also diverge on this particular topic too. These words like leader and all these things. No, not everybody is looking for this particular thing. Like I have to find a man who's going to lead me. But I'm saying when you were talking about a woman needs to focus on these specific things that are just for her man, what are you talking about? I do not understand what that means. Provide and protect, or lead the household. Like what are these things that you're talking about? That
these things that you will only find in your man.
Specifically or generally speaking? I don't understand, because every person is different.
Macro and micro, things that you only going to find in your man, things that other people can't provide or shouldn't be providing for you.
Right. So, okay. So if your husband's on a one-stop shop, what are some examples of these things? Like sex, obviously, you hope you're just getting that from your partner. Like what kind of things are you talking about? Because
here's the thing.
Exactly.
So this aunt is married?
My Aunt Felicia,
yeah. Okay, she's telling me the name. So I'm assuming that she could talk about her husband, talk about things that reside and exist in her husband that she doesn't go to anybody else for. Like,
Freddie, I think that there are things in your relationship that you keep for each other. Yes, there's certain things that you do just together, conversations you have just together. But when you're talking about these things like with people, like I don't understand. Because I can go do one thing with another person, do something else with my husband. Now, what you're getting, like love, affection, like I don't really know what you mean that you can only get from your husband, other than specifically saying, these are decisions that I'm only making with my husband, or something like that. Life decisions. Oh, I'm not going to go make this decision with my girlfriend. I'm only going to keep this for my partner. I'm going to have a partner that can help me problem solve or whatever the thing is. But to me, any situation could possibly be also with somebody else in my mind. So I don't really know what you mean keeping it with just your partner when you're looking for a partner.
We're going to what your
and Carla said if he isn't a leader, that word leader, Carla, it doesn't sit always well with me.
I mean, she said, if he isn't a leader, where y'all going? So I mean, like that's the thing. I mean, if your man isn't a leader, he's not going to lead you in a relationship. He's not going to lead you to the relationship. So there's that. But I'll put it on me. I'll take it to me.
You got the suit on today.
I have no problem, laying it on my shoulders and talking about me. I'm an open book, as anybody knows. So when it comes to a wife being a supportive, soft place to land, a wife being motivational, somebody I can give pieces to, and she can multiply those different things, and then going to what?
Freddie, motivational. Only your wife can be motivational in your life.
I'm specifically going to for motivation. Yes.
Okay, continue. I'll speak at the end. I'll make a note.
I mean, does that doesn't make sense when we talk about like
because
that intimacy there?
Things that you can only get from your partner. Now, I think that if you're going to make the majority of your life decisions, your thoughts, and run them by your partner, yes. And yes, Mom, she motivates him by her words and respect. Absolutely. But Freddie is saying things that you can only do with your man and only do with your woman.
I think, Drea, like here's the thing. I think here's where I think we miss each other. We miss each other because when I'm talking, I'm talking with an air of nuance, like generality, like, okay, you hearing what I'm saying. And it's like, okay, you hear a lot of things I say, and you take it as like, boom, like only, like, boom, all women, all men. No respect, no. Like you take it like that, and it's like, Drea, that's not how these conversations go.
You were pointed in saying, if you can go have a conversation with your friend, but what is it that you can only get from your man? So that is what I got hung up on, because you said the word only. So here we are.
Because the thing is that when you marry somebody for life,
Carla gets it. She said,
and you become, Carla understands what I'm saying. Yeah. When you marry somebody for life, you become one with that person. So you guys have an energy and a synergy that you have to develop. And to develop that, the thing is you have to go into things honestly, go into things ready to receive. And the thing is that me getting married, I'm speaking this out. It starts with speaking it out. And the thing is that, you learn, like, I bring up the Christian faith. God says without faith, it's impossible to please him. The thing is that even if you don't believe in God, without faith, it's impossible to please anybody. You cannot have a productive relationship with any human being if you don't first have faith in them. And so the thing is you have to have faith. I have to have faith in a wife first, in what a wife is. Then when that specific woman fills that role, then I can be specific about the faith that I have in her, and then grow. And that's how you grow our relationship. If I'm going to a relationship like, oh, anything I can do with my wife, I can do with everybody else. We starting at a off on a bad foot already, because I am equating her to everybody else in my life. So with me, I'm going to a wife. I understand that there are a plethora of things that I'm getting and I'm interacting with only my wife. I cannot get this from my homeboys or any other friend. So a general conversation, general communication, I can get that from anybody. But the thing is that if I'm looking for a wife, if you're looking for a husband, when I say you, I'm some people out there, not you, Drea, but if you guys out there looking for a husband and I'm looking for a wife, you have to be intentional. And that goes back to bringing full circle back to the beginning of our conversation, how this started, about talking about standards. People have to be intentional about what the things that you want. People want husbands, people want wives, but they aren't intentional, and they're not going into it with actual structure. Like, hey, look, I want a husband. I want to get real about being a husband. These are the things I'm only getting from my husband. This is what I want in a husband, and I want out my husband. I want him to provide. I want him to be not. I could possibly get it from other people. Equating friends with my husband.
Freddie, we're on the same page now, because I understand what you're saying as far as being in a relationship. And yes, your husband shouldn't be on the same level as your friends and everybody else. Absolutely.
But you equated it to.
No, that's not.
You did.
No, I was very literal, because what you're saying, Freddie, is that you make a choice
find this
to
quote.
Make your husband the only person that you're going to for these things. My thing is, thank you, Katie. My thing is that you had me in the mindset that you cannot, absolutely not get this other stuff from your friends or your husband. It has to just be one or the other. Now you make a choice. I'm only going.
That goes back to what I said.
You only can go to your husband per your own choice with certain decisions. I'm not going to go to Katie. I'm not going to go to Sarah for these things. I'm going to go to my husband. That's my choice. This is where I go to for these types of things. This is where I'm nourished. This is where I'm motivated. I'm not going to get this from Katie. So this is where I make it. And that makes sense to me. Absolutely. I agree with you on that.
So I said all this. And then when you brought up this comment that Katie said, you was like, I like my roommate, Katie, I stayed with for 5 years in college. Hi, Katie. That whole piece right there, you was talking about how you could talk to Katie and your husband. You can go either way and have conversations with both. And what's wrong with me talking to my husband like I talk to Katie?
No, about certain subjects. I meant just generally speaking. I come home, I have a bad day at work, and then Katie's like, "Oh, girl, how was your day at work?" I was like, "Oh, whatever." You're talking about heavier stuff. I meant just like, I'm talking about like willy-nilly. Oh, somebody cut me off, whatever. But if you're talking about big life decisions, hey, I'm trying to make a decision about, oh, I want to change careers. Should we have a baby? Oh, life stuff. That's absolutely different. That's not willy-nilly. You cannot throw that kind of stuff around.
No, and I get that, but my point is that's what I was saying about leading with what you want in a husband. Not the first thing you said was having conversations. I want to be able to talk and have a conversation with my husband.
Iyanla Vanzant's point of going home and you want a girlfriend, because that's essentially in my mind what she's referencing. So what? I don't understand.
That's my point. That's because that's my point. That's where you went to in your mind. In your mind, that's what you were thinking when she said women want men to be their girlfriends. And you went to that point, like, okay, having a conversation, being able to talk to him like I talk to Katie.
Like, oh, you want your husband to go shopping with you. You want to just be able to talk to him about anything. What did you, in your mind, when you heard her say they want your boyfriends or partners to be girlfriends, you heard that you can go to anybody with anything?
No, I didn't hear that. That's what you heard.
No. I heard the thing about conversation. That's what we're talking about.
No, because the thing is when I heard that, when you sent it to me and I watched it, the thing is I went to how women want to be. What you find a lot of women when they talk about relationships, they want to do whatever they want to do. They don't want to be beholden to a man because they don't want their light to be shining. I don't want to change who I am. I'm gonna be me and da 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 da. Thing is that. And they want to do their own thing, and they want their man just to be there when they decide they need him. And that's what you do with your girlfriends.
Okay, that's not what I heard at all.
Like when women have girlfriends, your girlfriends are there when you need them. You're not beholden to your girlfriends. They're just like they're there. You might have a trip, you hang out, you talk to them. But if your girlfriends get a little too much, they doing a little too much. They get a little too sideways. You don't like what they did. You like, oh yeah, I need me a little break. Take a break from my girlfriend.
No. I don't.
I'm not with that.
You're not going to have a successful relationship that way.
And that's my point.
Yeah, you can never treat your primary partner, your husband, your boyfriend, the same way that you're treating your girlfriend.
That's what women do.
How you navigate the relationship. They're two totally different things.
That's what women do, and then it goes, and then the part that they really interact. What you find is. When women really interact, when they're in that situation with their men, the only time they really interact with their men is when they do what you said, want to have conversation. I feel like I should be able to talk to my man because he's here. Baby, guess what? And da 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 da, and they gossiping with their man.
What I don't know, whatever your relationship is. But
if you combine all that together, that is, you're treating him like a girlfriend. If you try to treat him like your man, then he has to lead you. Like, obviously, hopefully, when you got with him, you looked at like, okay, what type of leader is he? That's the key thing. That should be number one. Like with you, you know what type of leader you work jobs. You know the bosses that have led you and what you've enjoyed. Like, okay, this works. I'm motivated, and it's a collective thing. You got to find that man that his leadership style works with what you particularly need. And then that he can, so that when you get with him, he can lead you into the relationship and then lead you through the relationship.
We really have to find another word.
No, we don't.
Yeah.
No, we don't.
I hate it. It's awful.
Oh Lord, what's your mom talking about?
Sometimes a friend knows more than the husband. That's true. I mean, but look, there are people with the school of thought that, anything that you shouldn't talk to your man about certain things. And I've never been in relationships that way. And look, I like, okay, some things, maybe if you like some little silly thing happened, but I like being open. I sent you that meme that one time where the guy said, my woman calls me about everything. She calls him about everything, and I'm with that. I like that. Hey,
Yeah, I mean, hey, and I'm totally with it. I'm totally with it. And
that life, and everybody's relationship is different. That's just what would work for me.
But here's the thing: it's so interesting because I remember what you're talking about. You want that life, but that life is one of, she understands, like, my man is my leader. He leads me. So that's why I can go to him with anything, because there's safety there, because I know I picked a good leader. He's been vetted. He's been leading me well.
I picked a good partner that loves me, and there's reciprocity. Yes, I agree. Yes.
But see, the thing is you say partner, they like, it's not partnership, because he doesn't go to her with everything. Like, I need help. Help me.
How do you know he doesn't go to her with everything?
Oh, Lord Jesus.
How do we know? Yeah, Lord Jesus, let's call him.
So you mean to tell me, okay, let me ask you what you would do. You was with a man.
Yeah.
And every week, every day, he was calling you for help on stuff on what he should do, where he should go, what he should be doing.
I love you too.
Right. Every day, he calling you for advice and direction and help on stuff. You mean to tell me vice versa? You gonna be then calling that same man for help and to tell him everything?
Yeah, 100%.
Get out of here. What?
Now listen, what is he calling me about? Like, what are we?
He calling you. The same reason why you call him. Hey babe, where's this? Hey babe, how you do this? Hey babe, I was thinking about this. Would you think I should do this? Hey babe. Hey babe. Hey babe. Hey babe.
Well, I hope I'm not calling him with everything like that. I'm not a ding dong.
No, it has nothing to do with being a ding dong. It has everything to do with you actually being with somebody who is a quality leader, and you know, like, confident. This man is.
No, if he's calling me like, oh, help me with this decision, like, yes, I don't mind that stuff. Michael Harris said cap. No, it's true. It's true. Call me with everything.
Drea, like, but here's the thing, like,
the question. Yes, I would. I don't mind if a man calls me. I do not.
No, here's the thing, because I think we're going into our thing that we normally go into when I say something and you get to this like tunnel vision of what I said. And here's the thing. When it comes to relationships, they're different. To use your terminology, it's different for each person.
Yes.
And I say that to say that, like what you said, I'm not a ding dong. Like that woman you thinking that's doing that.
How do I fix that? How do I do that? What's this? Like, yeah, I'd be like, all right, babe, relax.
No. So, but here's the thing: there are women out there who are actually like that, and it's just a variation in knowledge, in life knowledge, intellectual knowledge, financial knowledge, physical knowledge, emotional, spiritual knowledge. You have different levels. So the thing is so here's the point of it all. As a woman, when I going back to what I'm saying about a woman finding a quality leader, you have to find a quality leader who has all those things, and that's where hypergamy comes in. That's why hypergamy works for women and it doesn't work for men. That's why you, Drea, intellectually, emotionally, spiritually, physically, financially, you have to accurately assess where you are and then find that man that's above you, so that he's taking you into places to where you are actually it's actually like pushes against your knowledge. Well, ooh, and a lot of stuff I don't know about. So then you like, okay, you have to come to him because he's at a different level.
I just don't think if my man calls me, I don't feel like that's an issue. I would want him to call me and ask me.
If it's vice versa, because the thing is what we're saying, because the thing is one person in a relationship is going to be calling the other person way more than the other person for help, attention and advice and all that type of stuff. That's just how it works, because somebody is going to usurp the other person. So when in those 5 areas that I just mentioned, and it's called hypergamy. It's called hypergamy. It's called hypergamy.
Areas, it could be varied.
I mean, generally speaking, I mean, like, you know, it like somebody maybe way somebody like in financially, but the other ones is little. So when you balance it out, the net of it, the person is still usurps them. So the thing is, it's called hypergamy. It's called being hypergamous. And a man being hypergamous does not work for a relationship. A woman being hypergamous works for a relationship. So, for example, you've heard this all the time. I'm sure you heard this many times. I'm sure you guys have heard this a lot. A man with financial means can go into a McDonald's. The cashier waiting on him could be a cute chick, beautiful. He likes her.
We talked about this.
He can snatch her off that register, and she could be out. Life changed. Vice versa, a woman with large means goes into McDonald's, she is not pulling that young man off the register and changing his life.
Not generally speaking, no. There's situations.
Oh my freaking God, Lord heavenly. There's situations.
There's outlier situations. That's all I'm saying.
Congratulations for pointing out the 0.0000000001 of women.
That's what I'm saying.
The point of it all is a woman is not doing that, and there is a specific reason, because when a man is being hypergamous to a woman, if a woman is superior to a man in those 5 different things, she loses respect for that man. Vice versa.
I don't think that dynamic works. I agree with you on that.
A man does not lose respect for a woman that he has the guide, or he's more intelligent than, more emotionally sound, of more financial means. He does not lose respect for her. A woman loses respect for a man. So going back to your example, if she's calling him all the time for different things or run things by him, that means she trusts his leadership, and she knows, like, hey, this man usurps me, and I'm going to lean into this, lean in my soft area and abide in that. Let him lead, let him be that man that he needs to be to continue to be competitive and to acquire resources for the family. Bring it to me so that I can then multiply, and then we can continue to grow as a family.
I understand what you're saying, and I think it depends on the content of what we're calling everybody about. I'm just one of those people that likes to be all up in everybody's word. I like my partnerships like that.
You know what the hell we talking about, Dre?
I understand what you're talking about, but I'm also being honest with you. If my husband is calling me to run things by me and we're making decisions together, yeah, I'm down with that. I'm not going to lack respect for him because he's
no. See, like you're I think you're being disingenuous. And this is why.
I know what you're saying. I know what, Freddie, I understand what you're saying. I absolutely understand what you're saying.
What you just said, it doesn't, because you said you don't mind him running things by you. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that he has a decision and he's just running it by you. I'm saying this man is calling you for, he has a decision. He's not running it by you. He's calling you for help to figure it out. Because he does not know, or he isn't sure. He's calling you for you to make some of the decisions or all the decisions all the time.
Well, Freddie,
that's what I'm saying. That's 2 different things. Because the thing is me, I get married. Like, yeah, I'm gonna run stuff by, for the most part, I'm running by my wife just so she knows.
You would do that, Freddie. I feel like you totally would do that.
Yeah, so she on the same page. So we on the same page. But I'm not calling her to help me figure it out. I'm not like I'm at dire straits. I don't know what's happening. I need help. Like, I'm calling this just so we on the same page, because I'm being respectful just so you know what's about to happen. That's it.
We're talking about, look, if he's calling me about things that he should just know himself, then yeah, okay, I understand what you're saying. But I think what my aunt's saying too, it's levels to this. There's levels to these things. So yeah, I mean,
that's what I said about the nuance. She calls all the time. She calls her husband. That's my point. That's fine. A woman can call her husband forever and a day. Hey babe, hey babe, hey babe, hey babe. It's fine.
She said, "Don't call me all the time."
Right.
I don't mind calling.
She a married woman. She would lose her mind if her husband was calling all the time and he actually did not have an answer. He calling
you don't
her
have the
like
answers ever. Yes, that's gonna get on my nerves. 100%. Yes.
That's my point. Vice versa. It don't like vice versa. We get it.
I don't know.
We get it. We get it. Like that's my woman. I gotta provide and protect for her. She don't have it. I'm supposed to have it. I'm supposed to go get it. That's the deal. That's how men operate, and that's the hypergamous situation of it all. Like with Lauren Sanchez and Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos is doing things Lauren Sanchez can't afford.
Not going to be calling Lauren, that's for sure.
Right? He not calling Lauren for help and to do this, that, and the third. She called him. She probably called him like, okay, babe.
Not, to be honest,
babe, you got my plane ticket. Oh yeah, I sent it. Look, check your email, check your spam folder.
Yeah, I highly doubt she's even calling Jeff Bezos. To be honest.
Some of the things Jeff is doing is out her realm, and she needs to call Jeff. He's the second richest man in the world.
Or his assistants. You know what I mean?
I think she got the warm line. But yeah, you sent me another clip. I don't know.
We're past our time. So what
okay, because Dre, you sent me a 3.5 hour clip. It was like, we're gonna talk about it. I was like,
we'll do it another time.
Because I never met this guy and never heard of him. It's crazy how you throw all this manosphere stuff on me, but you know more about it than I do.
What you talking talking about. These things come up. Now when you're doing research, things pop up on YouTube. This is what happens. And people send me clips. This is something you and Freddie can talk about. And then I talk about them. My mom sent me the Ayala one, and I'm like, all right, Freddie, I do research, all right? And on YouTube, once you start searching things that you know,
the algorithm.
Check it out. Exactly.
All right. All right. You see, we're in it out. You see what your mom said. I think it's great to have a man that handles his business. Like I said, we understand the double standards. And Andrea, start speaking out the type of leader you want. And you'll get him.
I want. I've been speaking out the type of.
You don't want a partner, Drea. You don't want a partner.
Freddie, don't tell me what I want. I know what I want. Thank you.
All right. I'm trying to get you there. All I can do is all I can do.
I'm good. Thanks.
All I can do is all I can do.
Thank you. My aunt said credit card.
All I can do is all I can do.
Thank you, guys. It's been another lovely Tuesday for Token and the Truth. I am Lady Drea Renee. This is Freddie B. We will be back next Tuesday, same time. Oh, look at that, Freddie. My mom said she loves you.
I keep it real.
Yeah, you real. 100. Guys, we'll be back next week. Bye, Felicia's.